Today we're diving into one of the internet's favorite wormholes, SEO Reddit. It's part goldmine, part headache, but we've pulled together a bunch of questions worth chatting about. Some of these are from beginners, some are more technical, but all of them are things we get asked a lot in our agency. Let's break them down. Does the age of a website impact its authority? The short answer really is not directly, but Google doesn't give bonus points just because your domain is a millennial. Old index domains do hold strength, but it's not the most important metric when it comes to ranking in Google. What does matter is consistency and of course history. If you've been publishing good content and earning links over a long time, that builds authority, but if your site's been existing and untouched, you can't really class it as an authority, it's just an old domain. As with everything in SEO, it's never black or white, but I would rather a website with age than not. Question number 2 is, my site has a great DR, but a 3% health score. Should I care? I see this all the time, whether it's a health score, a spam score, a domain rating, and every SEO tool does really love to get people hooked on their own metrics, of course. However, whilst they're based on ranking factors, a lot of the time, they have a time and a place. My advice is just to be careful and take them with a pinch of salt. However, back to Ahrefs, their health score is not a ranking factor. It's a site hygiene check. Yes, missing meta descriptions, alt text are violations, but they're not killing your rankings overnight. Think of it like your car's dashboard. Some lights mean urgent, some lights mean less urgent. Unless you're seeing performance issues, don't lose sleep over a health score of 3%. I would say also try not to get caught up in these metrics. As I said, we see this in the agency all the time. A client comes to us and says, we need this specific thing or this is a specific issue, and it's sometimes hard to separate the signal from the noise. So we kind of bring them back down to earth and try and get them focused on the fundamentals. But I know in SEO specifically, it's hard to kind of weed that out. So yeah, there's always metrics popping up all the time, all these new fangled tools. So yeah, just be careful and try and do your research and do your own testing. Question 3, how long should I wait to measure the impact of content changes? Well, that is a good question. These are the type of questions you ask when you're doing SEO right, which is good. However, Google does often reevaluate updated pages, especially if changes are significant. So expect a bit of wobble at first. Our usual recommendation is 4 to 6 weeks to get like a full picture and to get enough split testing if you're doing across multiple pages. You can compare traffic, click-through rate and rankings in that window. If your site is being crawled a lot by Google, basically if you've got a lot of authority, your content changes will have a quicker effect. So if you update something and Googlebot is constantly crawling your site, you will probably get changes in the SERPs much faster than a new site that's not being crawled as much. Number 4, is SEO a safe career choice? I think when it comes to knowledge workers, everything's always going to be changing, especially with AI now and just the way that tech's going. But in my opinion, it's not going anywhere. It's evolving, it always has done. I've been in SEO for 13 years now and not one year's ever been the same. I think that has accelerated more now with AI. You just have to be on it even more. And if you're good at problem solving, spotting patterns and understanding users, an underrated thing is also just being semi-good at business and just understanding the commercial side of what SEO is trying to achieve. I think people get caught up in the metrics and reporting to their bosses that they've got more traffic, but how does that actually impact the bottom line is needed more than ever because there's just so much information on the internet. So yeah, I think it's a very safe career choice at the minute, in my opinion. Also, good SEOs are harder to find than ever. So if you can be a good SEO, you're going to put yourself in a really good position. Utilizing AI, how to problem solve, which I've already said, and just keeping up to date with the latest Google updates and tech updates. On top of that, what we've seen, the demand for SEO in general is starting to accelerate, which is good because I think SEO went slightly up and sideways for a few years. I think people started to invest into other channels, but now in 2025 especially, the demand has seemed to have grown again, which we can't complain, and I think it's still the best channel out there personally. I'm a PPC specialist learning SEO. What should I focus on? I love this crossover. You've already got the mindset, structured thinking, analysis, critical thinking, performance focused. And then if you can learn that down and use like a delayed gratification mindset, I think you'd be a good SEO. It can take time to flip a switch like that, I understand. And that might not be an overnight thing, but if you've learned the commercial side of PPC and running good campaigns, what keywords do well, what keywords don't, I think that puts you in a unique position to be a good SEO. Next question, what are the best free tools for each part of SEO? Off the top of my head, the keyword research, Google Keyword Planner, and Also Asked is really good. For technical SEO, Screaming Frog free plan has a lot for basic sites. For backlink checking, if you know my content, Ahrefs is the holy grail for us. Content and on page, we actually just filmed a video on this. So Rank Math, if you're using WordPress, we absolutely adore. So shout out to Rank Math. For tracking and analytics, Google Search Console, GA4 all day, and SE ranking is also really good. We love that. Local SEO, Google Business Profile, if that counts as a tool, but it's a basic kind of necessity you need when doing local SEO. For me, as I'm more a link building focused SEO, Ahrefs is a must and everything else comes secondary to that. So next question, is SEO worth it for my electrical business? Well, I think yes, 100% or 1000% should I say. Local SEO is essential for any service-based business, especially for anything like Near Me or emergency response. You're going to straight go to Google. So set up your Google Business Profile, get consistent contact info across all the directories, collect real reviews, and build some local backlinks, citations, and of course directories. And I think people underestimate not how easy it is, but local SEO is much more easier than national SEO, and you can rank quite quickly if you're a good business, and you'll get good reviews and you're being seen on the web. So yeah, lots of opportunity there still. That's it for my first Reddit Q&A. Hope you enjoyed it. If you've got a question you want to be featured or a spicy take from SEO Twitter, there are a lot out there, and you want us to unpack it, drop it in the comments, and of course, keep optimizing. See you on the next one.